What's up, y'all, and welcome back to According to Blake. Today, I do not have a guest. I figured as we go on this podcast journey together, we see what we like, we see what we don't like. And one of those things for a show, According to Blake, it is only right that there are, a few episodes where it is just me. So today we're going to dive into everything. This episode will air the day before the election. So we're going to dive into everything that's going on in the world, pop culture, because y'all know I love pop culture, me being chronically online, and conversations that I'm having with friends. So let's dive into it. Okay, so I feel like we should, of course, start off. I feel like so many podcasts, and not to replicate other podcasts, but so many podcasts start off kind of talking about mental health. So how is my mental health? It's in the shitter. Like so many other people's mental health is in the shitter. And I feel like another episode I will delve into. I've talked about this before. I talked about it on the Balanced Black Girl podcast with Les. Love her. And I talked about my anxiety, which is often debilitating, which most people don't know because I am always out, always social, all of the things. But I think that paired with the election coming up, which go vote. If you do nothing else in the next few days, go vote. Well, I guess at this point when it airs, it will be the day before you go vote. Vote like your life depends on it. Like I've been talking to my friends and I'm so happy that all of us are, of course, voting. And we were just talking about like how much is at stake and how anxiety ridden this election is, especially for, really all of us, but especially my friends who are women, particularly Black women. There is so much on the line this election. And I just implore you guys to go out and exercise your right to vote. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the viral video on TikTok of the woman who had a copy of her poll tax on her shirt. Like, I think we often forget about all of the sacrifices that were made by those that came before us so that we can even have the opportunity to vote. And so it's something that I don't take for granted. It's something that, shout out to my girl Cammie who invited me to hang out with her and Creators for Kamala. The other day, we did some phone banking on behalf of the Harris Walls campaign and just do whatever you can. And this is elections beyond them, right? Because it's like, yes, this is a presidential election, but, we will have, there's always elections, our local elections. It is so important to go out and vote. Anyway, off my soapbox. Now, let's dive into things I want to talk about. So all of my friends are always like, if you want to know what's going on in pop culture, you need to tell Blake. You need to ask Blake. Like, I can talk about pop culture at absolute nauseum. You guys know the goal is to host like the biggest dating show in the world. So that leads me to my first topic. The Love is Blind reunion aired last night. And let me just say, every opinion that I had about everybody on that show. No, it didn't fully turn out to be true. Things changed, but the Love is Blind reunion aired last night. And I feel like, okay, let's first go into what we all want to talk about. Ashley, I think you're beautiful. I think that you are so charismatic. You are in danger. You are in absolute danger. And the thing is, y'all, she not coming up off him. She is really not going to come up off that man. And I don't know. I just am really, really nervous and scared for her future, for her to say, we've been at this for a year. And, for you all to think that social media is more privy to things than I am. And I just say, yeah, we've lost her. And then the tears that came, I just said, we have lost her. I think that she is, like I said, a beautiful girl, but I think that she is completely lost in the sauce. And I also think it's also a topic that me and my girls have been discussing so much, especially as we either hit 30 or approach 30, like I turned 30 in December. And it is this huge desire that we have to be married. And I think as the dating pool has shit in it, as I've talked about over and over again, I think that so many of us just really, it gets scary. Like I'm freezing my eggs in January and I was supposed to do it this January and I just didn't go to the appointment. And when I kind of did like some reflecting and like kind of around like the reasons that I didn't go, number one, I don't want to put my body through those changes. I've been on birth control since I was 15 years old. So it's been like, this thing where I had this discussion again with Cammie, and she kind of told me, kind of the things that your body goes through when it's been so long that you've been reliant on this medication that changes your body. That was number one. And number two, I think that I also realized that for me, and this is not real, I had to get with myself and try to figure out why I felt this way. But for me, it almost felt like if I froze my eggs, I was almost like admitting defeat in the love and marriage category. And I know that that is not true. I know that it is not real. It is something that I've had to work through of why I feel this way. But I think a part of me is like, if I do it, I'm accepting that I am not in the space that I told myself that I would be in at this time. Mind you, the two are not mutually exclusive at all. Like that is insurance. That is, I don't know how my body, even if I was married right now, I don't even know how my body would, like if I could get pregnant naturally, I know none of those things. But I think that it is something where I felt like I had admitted defeat. Like so much of you all know my parents have been married since they were 24 and 26, met in college. My entire life up until, the past few years was all around like, what am I going to do to find a husband? What am I going to do to find a husband? And when I finally decentered men, it was life-changing for me. And I say all that to bring it back to the reunion, because I'm getting long-winded. I think so many Black women look at the stats and look at our dating reality, and we just say, well, I'm just not going to find a love better than this. And so, Ashley, girl, if you do listen to this, I don't know if you ever will. I DM'd you, girl, because I wanted you. I really want you on the podcast. I still do. If you want to come on, you are more than welcome. I'll travel to you. It don't mean nothing. My people live in the DMV. I will travel to you. You can find a love better than this. That's what she just kept saying. She just kept saying, like, this love is once in a lifetime. This love that I feel is once in a lifetime. Baby, he is a liar who lied about having 3 kids. And now I do understand, like, yes, I do understand to the point that they were making, and that is when I will segue into Alex and Tim, that there are conversations that we don't see. And so, yes, I'm sure that the conversation was staged. As somebody who has been an extra or friend of on reality shows, I do know the way that edits happen, and I know the way production happens, and I know the way that a producer will come up to you and whisper in your ear and say, hey, can you say this? Hey, can you say that? I get it. I understand. However, I think that Ashley, that man is a walking red flag, and you being on this I'ma stick beside him kick, I have so much empathy for it and all of those things, but you're beautiful. You can do so much better. Also, if you guys did not see, Ashley's dad came out while Ashley's mom was at the reunion and said that she did support. She even said that she has learned things from them. Ashley's dad, who was not at the reunion, did make a TikTok account. He is now TikToking, in which he said that he found out with the rest of us about the multiple kids. I will say this: if Bruce Newby ever got on TikTok though and was talking about my business, I would be furious. But to each his own. Anyway, segue into Alex and Tim. And here's the thing, I think that this is an issue that so many of us have with the Love is Blind reunions, is that people never dig deeper. And I don't know how much time Vanessa and Nick have, but I feel like the follow-up questions are always missed. Tim, you are awful. You are exactly the man that I thought you were. And let me tell you something. I think that there was a lot of back and forth. Everybody was like, are we team Alex? Are we team Tim? I think that both of them were toxic to each other. I absolutely do. However, I also think that Tim was it's textbook manipulative with Tim. I was absolutely appalled to find out, again, back to the production piece, to find out that Alex had in fact spoken to his parents for 7 hours, had entertained them for hours. He, the night before, had told her that he was having doubts, and she still woke up the next day, did 7 hours with his parents, had to work later that night and only took an hour nap, and it became all of this. I was like, he just wanted a way out. Now I will say this. I've always said that I believe, and again, this is just the edit maybe that they gave Alex, since I believe that from the second they came out the pods, from the second of the reveal, I believe that she was not that into him. I do. That's just my personal opinion. And it made me sad to see kind of like how Alex was portrayed, because I do think that so many of us, even me for a second, was like, oh yeah, like she's mistreated. No. Tim was so vehemently trying to, as I think so many of us saw, fill the void. And I can only imagine enduring the profound loss that Tim had endured. But I think he so badly wanted to fill that void with Alex that it was overkill. I don't even think that he was that into it. Like parts of me in hindsight were like, was he really in love with Alex, or was Alex just filling the void that were left by his sisters who had passed? Like it was so bizarre to see. And he's so smug. Like he was so smug with her. Alex, love the hair color, sis. Whoever did it, please DM me their info, because your hair color was eating. You look fabulous. Now I will say this. You know you was wrong for not cleaning your house knowing that Netflix cameras were coming. But I'm going to, again, give you grace. I'm going to give you all of the grace. Because I saw Tim for exactly who he was, especially at that reunion. It was so bad for him, like you said, to write that letter for your dad, knowing that he had doubts, and then the next day expect you to put on airs for his parents. I too would not be able to put on airs for anybody's parents. Anyway, on to the next. So I know that there's tons more that we could talk about with Love is Blind, but I feel like we'd be here forever and ever. But I think I will go live on TikTok and talk about it, because I feel like there's so much to talk about, but I would need to do it quick. Real Housewives. Particularly New York and Potomac. So we'll start with Potomac, because this is my only takeaway from Potomac right now. Well, not my only takeaway. I have a few takeaways. So number one, y'all know I am one of the grand dames. La dames. I love Karen, and I understand that Karen has her flaws, but I think that Karen is fantastic television. I love Karen for television. I will say this though, because everybody's like, this is Karen's villain era. Karen done always been like this, y'all. When has Karen not been cagey? When has Karen ever wanted to share her business? When has Karen not enjoyed multiple drinks? Like, we're acting like this is all brand new. I'm blanking on exactly what season it was, but the season with the Candace and Ashley fight. Remember when they were in the basement of Candace's, of Monique's home, when they were somewhere in Virginia, I believe. And she was trash then, talking about her marriage to Ray. Karen has always been consistent. I think the issue with this season, and I do completely understand, there is a crazy lack of accountability for the lives that she put in jeopardy, but also it actually is a case that she really can't talk about. Like, so when they say, oh, Karen can't talk about this, Karen can't talk about that, she actually cannot. Like, she actually cannot talk about it. It actually is still a case. This is also her second DUI in 6 years. Like, Karen actually can't talk about it, but it does not negate the many lives, again, that she could have put in danger, all of those things. And I do hope that Karen gets it together. Next, I think that the Mia and her children storyline is one of the most sinister storylines that I've seen in Real Housewives history. And I say that, I think it really goes without explaining. Her children being scapegoated like this. Do I think that it was maybe weird the way that they brought it to her at that brunch and questioned her parenting? Sure. But this is disgusting. I thought it was disgusting at the reunion last season. And I think it's disgusting now that children have become such a storyline. Her only storyline, in my opinion, her only storyline is Ink and this paternity situation. And I just find it so wholly irresponsible that she, as a mother, would put her child in the position where his paternity is questioned on national television. And she thinks what? Oh, he doesn't see this. He won't see this. He will see. It is gross. And I'm honestly, And again, I know television, it's for ratings, it's for all of the things. And I know that she is bringing in ratings with this, but every single time her child is brought up, I get sick to my stomach because no, I'm not a mother, but I could not imagine ever putting my child in that position to have to grow up and see that, we don't need to know that. Like, take us out of the group chat. Like, Mia, if you want to talk about, the issues with Ink and G, sure, totally fine. The fact that your children have been brought into this makes me absolutely disgusted. It's gross. It's gross. I don't think it should be a storyline. Shout out to the new cast member, Jazzy, who, throwback. We were in COVID and I was living with my parents in COVID, because I was not going to stay here in the city. And, Jazzy was new to the DMV and I needed hair because I was going to get my first sew in since COVID had hit. And Jazzy sold me some fabulous hair. It's, what is it? Rideau hair. I think it was Rideaux. I don't know if she still has it, but shout out to Jazzy. She was a sweetheart then. Haven't seen her. Oh, wait, we ran into each other in Turks and Caicos. So shout out to Jazzy. Next, Beauty. Oh, no, sorry. Did not go into Real Housewives of New York. And you guys, I know that I am skimming over things in terms of, like, I know that there are a million storylines in these things, but I could legit be here for 3 hours talking about it. And we're not going to do that. So I'm going to glaze over the bigger storylines and we can delve into the others. Maybe I should make, like, I don't know, Patreon content. I'll figure it out because I do want to know all y'all's thoughts. So Brynn in this season of Real Housewives of New York. So the preview had shown that this was definitely going to be her villain era, but I don't think that I was prepared for how much this is her villain era. I think that she is using the excuse of being a biracial woman who, be clear, is white passing, to make that comment to Uba last episode, which by the time, a new episode wouldn't have aired by the time this airs, claiming that she was looking out for her as some sort of Black woman support. I was so thrown for a loop. But you know what? I think that, like I said, as somebody who has had a front row seat to this reality TV show beast, I will say this. I do think that the producers probably told her to come and up the ante. Is it any excuse for the comment she made towards Uba? Absolutely not. But I 100% believe that the producers told her to up the ante this season, and she is doing exactly that. I'm going to leave that there. I watched Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. Tyler Perry, you never cease to amaze me. You never cease to amaze me, and I don't. I will say this. It is so much better than Divorce in the Black and all of those things in terms of storyline. But there are some scenes, y'all, that I was like, I just want us to get more writers. I just want there to be more writers in the writer's room. I think that the storyline of Beauty in Black is actually really solid. Like, I think there are so many. In the beginning, I really was trying to figure out how everything was connected. And now that I'm watching, I'm like, okay, so the webs are kind of coming together. They're kind of fusing together. I just want there to be better writing, because in this case, I really do feel like this is a decent storyline. Like, this is a storyline that I can get with, but the writing, y'all, stresses me out. The younger son, I forgot what his name is. The way his character is written is just such chaos. And I know it's supposed to be chaos, but it's the way that it's written that makes it even more chaos. Nonetheless, I do think that everybody should watch it. I'm kind of excited for season 2. Like, I will say season 8 kind of ended on a cliffhanger. Isn't that the girl from Baddies? I'm about to give myself away and reveal that I like Baddies. Not that I like, did not say like, that I watch Baddies. Isn't that the girl from Baddies who's acting? She's not doing a terrible job. Shout out to C.S. Madison. I absolutely adore her. She's in it. It's an interesting watch. And I'll say this, if you ain't got nothing else to do, watch it. It's a thoughtless watch. Well, it's a semi-thoughtless watch. I think that you can turn it on and you don't have to pay too much attention. Like, it's not like I said, yes, it is webs, but it's not like something that you have to just give your all to in terms of, and mentally. It really is not. I mean, what is the last Tyler Perry film or show that we've seen that was like super thought-provoking? Right. So I say that I think that everybody should watch Beauty and the Black. Okay, speaking of voting, going back to voting, Vinny from Jersey Shore was at the Trump rally, and all I have to say is, are we really surprised? He's from Staten Island and fetishizes Black women. And in all reality, I didn't expect him to be voting for anybody else. I was not particularly surprised by that. Moving on, and then I'm going to get into the segment that I'm most excited about, which is Chronically Online, because I feel like, y'all, I am always online. And so many of y'all that I talk to are too. So we'll get into the crazy things I'm seeing on TikTok. So my girl, in my head, we're not like actually girls, but in my head, my girl Meg Thee Stallion is suing the blogger Milagro-Grams. And I just want to say this is a larger issue. It's the same thing that happened with Tasha K. You bloggers will learn to stop playing with people. I don't know what would cause you to think that you can just put out such falsities about these people as if they are not real people. But y'all are going to keep learning. Cardi is taking Tasha for everything that she owns. And I am so certain that Megan will do the same with this Milagro-Grams character. I guess she's big on Twitter. I haven't seen her tweets. Thank God. I guess it's indicative of the way my For You page is set up. But one of the things that said that she altered sexual depictions of Megan. So basically it was like a deep fake, that she had deep faked Megan in sexual content. What is wrong with y'all? Like I sit around all the time and I'm just like, I have never been so obsessed and so pressed about somebody to ever do that. Ever. Nor, you know what, even past that, I've never been so miserable as to do that. And so it is really bizarre to me that people think that they can do it without there being consequences. And now you are getting sued for a lot of money. And the thing is, when you are in the positions like Cardi and Megan, you have enough money. Litigation, y'all, is so expensive. Litigation is so expensive. And the way that Cardi and Megan have money, they will just drag you through litigation so long that because they can litigate for that long. Like, so not only will you have to pay whatever, they are awarded in the end, because just like Tasha K, Milagro is going to lose too. Not only that, now you are going to have to pay all of these lawyer and litigation fees. And that is so expensive. And just like Tasha K, I know Milagro don't have it either. Just be nice to people. Stop being weird. Stop being so obsessed and pressed with these people who don't care anything about. The parasocial relationships that we have with celebrities is really a conversation for another day, hopefully with a good guest who that would be a good conversation for. But please stop. Moving on to Chronically Online. This segment is called Chronically Online. I think I'm going to integrate it into segments with guests as well, because I think that it's always interesting to know what other people's For You pages are giving. I think that me and my friends' For You pages are so much alike that I forget that other people's For You and, pages are different. Let's kick it off with the Resilient Jenkins. So for anybody that has not heard the Resilient Jenkins, so they are a family of 6 going on 7. So it's 2 parents. She is pregnant with their 5th child. However, they're in Portland, Oregon, I believe. They have been all over TikTok because she made a video like, let me show you how like a day in the life, get ready with my family, take care of my family of 6 going on 7 with me. They are the mother and the father. In case you're wondering, yes, he is. The mother and the father sleep in the master bedroom. The children sleep in the living room. She is pregnant again. He refuses to get a W-2 job, which, stay with me on this journey. We found out yesterday why he refuses to get a W-2 job. And they are living in chaos and squalor in a 1-bedroom apartment in Portland, Oregon. So at first, when this came out, there were some people who were kind of defending it. Like some people were like, you guys just hate poor people. And I want to be clear. I will say this. I do think that there are some people who do take opportunities like this to, in fact, express their hatred towards those living in poverty. This, however, is not that situation. I think that two things can be true at once. Yes, people do take opportunities like this to speak poorly and terribly about people of different socioeconomic classes. However, this is not that. This is sheer negligence. This is sheer negligence. So the way that the family was set up, to my understanding, he had one son, which is what we were told. She had two kids, and then they have come together to have two. Well, there have been developments. His first baby mother came out yesterday to say that no, he in fact has two sons. She thinks that there are more kids out there. And the reason that he will not get a job is because he doesn't want to be W-2 because he doesn't want his wages garnished. And so therefore, that is why he will not work. So she makes this video, and the Jenkins decide to make a response video. Of course, he places all the blame on her. She won't let me see my child. He says, I have been paying child support. They've been garnishing my wages. So everybody's like, well, so that's not you paying child support. That's you being forced to pay child support. So the two are not the same. Not only that, she proceeds to say, and this is why social media is going to get you every single time. His first baby mother came out to say that up until 7 years ago, so the child is now 12. The child that they share is now 12. She had the last time he saw the child was when the child was 5, and the time before that was when the child was 2. The only reason that he saw the child when the child was 5 is because she invited him to the child's kindergarten graduation. For the past 7 years, she has not known where he is to serve him. She did not know if he was still in Portland. She didn't know anything. Now, she knows where this man is. Social media is going to get y'all every single time. And not only that, it is, like I said, we can go on for days about how negligent parents they are. And it was even more jarring that she had recently made a post, the mom, I forgot whatever the mom's name is, but she recently made a post and she said that the living conditions of her children are none of our business. And so that we should mind our business. That's neither here nor there, but there's such a profound issue with your children. If anything happens or anything comes in that house, that your children are the first line of defense in that home. While you and your man who refuses to get a W-2 job lay up in a king size bed while your children sleep on pallets on the floor. Foam mattress pads on the floor. And, now allegedly, this is just moving so fast. That's the thing about a TikTok beef. It's going to develop and grow so fast. They are claiming, allegedly, that she is saying that she now wants to leave him. Okay. So I have a mutual on TikTok. Shout out to Raven. She always has the best takes. Like, I will talk another day about how I admire the girls who can I always have to organize my thoughts. She gets on the camera and just goes with the best takes ever. But she said, and she foresees that soon the wife is going to leave that man. And she is a white woman, he is a black man. And she is going to come out and make a campaign saying that she was abused financially, mentally, emotionally, and that, he was the issue. And she's going to do a survivors campaign, and people will donate to her GoFundMe, and she will convince them that she really is a good mother. Raven has called it, and I really give it 3 months, 2 to 3 months before it's exactly that. But shout out to his first baby mama, Nails by Arlita. Her nails are also very fire. Speaking of nail cam, shout out to my nails. She has come with receipts. She has come with legal documents. She has come with just everything. And she seems like such a fantastic mother. And it seems like she's remarried. She has more kids now, but she is just so focused on protecting her 12-year-old son. But she spoke, which broke my heart though, about just the impact of not having the impact that not having a father has, had on her son. And, it is truly unfortunate, but I would expect nothing less from a man who has his kids sleeping on pallets while he sleeps in a king-size bed. However, what is also terrible is she also posted the mother from the Jenkins family that she does not feed, because I guess he works odd jobs, she does not feed the family until he gets home. So she posted a video as if it was a flex at 9:45 saying, we don't eat until my husband gets home. We ate at 9:45. So you are feeding young children. I think all of the kids are under like 8 years old after 9:45. So that again, a man who refuses to get a W-2 job can eat. And that it has consumed my TikTok feed. I feel like every post now is that. If you have not caught up on it, I 100% suggest going to catch up on it because it is absolute insanity. I called my mama today. I was like, let me see if she knew what, because she was asking what we were going to talk about today. And I was like, let me see if she knows. And she was like, oh yeah, it's been all over mine. And then she had heard things about it that I hadn't. Go watch. It is awful. I don't know how CPS is not banging down their door. Allegedly, she claims that they got approved for a 3-bedroom. She's asking people to donate. I will not be giving her shit. Next, rebuilding Atlantis. So I feel like this was not supposed to pop up on like, this is so not, like, it feels so niche. Like, I was so surprised that this even popped up on my timeline. So rebuilding Atlantis. So I want to say that it's in Texas. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. There is a man, and he lives on 100 acres. He is telling people that they can come and live on his property for free. So people are going out there in the middle of nowhere on his 100 acres, pitching tents, building what they think is community on these 100 acres. And everybody is in the comments saying that this is a cult documentary waiting to happen. So allegedly, the only thing that you have to do to be able to live on this land for free is subscribe to all of this man's coaching and YouTube channels and TikToks and Instagrams. You have to subscribe. And as somebody who is obsessed with cult documentaries, particularly obsessed with Jonestown, I have such an obsession with cults because I know my friend who also loves cults. She's always like, she's obsessed with more like the perspective of the cult leader. I am so intrigued by how people find themselves in this mess. And as someone who has been fully invested in Jonestown for so long, I have seen probably every single Jonestown documentary or YouTube deep dive that there is. This is giving Jonestown 2.0. It is so Jones, like, you mean to tell me that you just have to subscribe? The guy, if you guys just search Rebuilding Atlantis, the guy is so creepy. It's just weird. And I maybe give it like a year until it looks like a Jonestown situation. Like, people are going out there before you ask. Yes, he is. And the people going out there, yes, they are. It is so niche, and it doesn't seem like many people that I'm talking to know what's going on. But again, when you're chronically online like me, the For You page just starts feeding you things from everywhere. And it really is, there are tons and tons of people invested in this. It is called Rebuilding Atlantis. And I cannot wait to see where all of this goes with this man and his 100 acres. The viral Carol Caesar sandwich. If you guys saw my TikTok when I drove to Philly to get it, I made it at home. And I will just say, if you use Cassie's recipe, I don't want to say it's just as good, but it's very close. So if you can't get to Philly, just use Cassie's recipe. You will be just fine. Last from Chronically Online, there is a creator named Brene who has been getting her ass handed to her on my feed for at least the past month and a half. If you are unfamiliar with Brene and her now boyfriend, Tim is still, I think they're still in a divorce. Tim is still the husband of her former best friend, and Brene is still married, and to a man named Devin. The wife of Tim, now estranged wife of Tim, is suing Brene because I guess in North Carolina you can do, is it called isolation of affection? The isolation of affection law. She's suing her for taking her husband. And it has been a shit storm. Brene's lives are filled with people in her comments. I don't even know why she keeps the comments on at this point. I guess I don't know how the live situation on TikTok works. Maybe you monetize more if that's the case. Brene and Tim get their asses handed to them all the time. And it seems as if Akira has all of the receipts and all of the proof because Brene continues to post with Tim. She continues to keep saying, you all just wait until you until you get the whole story. Just wait until you get the whole story. I am not really invested in getting the whole story of you taking your best friend's husband. There's really nothing to discuss. And I will say that it is overwhelmingly, like usually there are some people who are like, it's like a split set of opinions. People are overwhelmingly on Akira's side. Overwhelmingly. She's glowed up. She's beautiful. It seems like, she's really gotten herself together, really been pouring into herself. Brene's ex-husband, Devin, has lost like 50 pounds. He's modeling now. He got on live and actually said that he dropped 300 pounds of dead weight, referring to Brene. It is an absolute mess. That's a little niche too. I implore you all to go and look. The last segment for today is combos with friends and things that we are talking about. So I actually was sending voice notes. I'm a voice notes girl. And I was sending voice notes with one of my close friends today. And he was like, I've been dealing with some like just validation issues. And I was like, it's so crazy that you say that because y'all know I've talked before on previous podcasts about imposter syndrome. And I felt like this year I really shook it. Like I was like, I shook imposter syndrome. I was like, yes, like I am who I think I am, all of these things. And I feel like, I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde. I don't know what is going on, but I feel like in the past week, I have been having such issues, the same, like such bad imposter syndrome issues, such bad, like particularly kind of in the space of career specifically. Like, am I good enough? All of these things that I thought that I had shaken. And it really just goes to show how much, not even healing. I think that healing is not a good word for it, but just like how much the journey to true self-appreciation, self-love, and self-worth, it is really such a long and nuanced process that has setbacks and things like that. Because like I said, in so many other ways, I'm like, yeah, like I'm good in that one. And then all of a sudden I really have just been kind of hit with this wave of, am I good enough for this? Do I look good enough to do this? Can I and it's been, I've talked to you guys before. We talked, particularly if you haven't listened to the episode with Dana, we talked a lot about body positivity and body dysmorphia. And I think like as a Black millennial woman, I have body image issues that have stemmed from childhood and the things that are projected onto us by family and by those around. And now I'm in a field where everything looks focused. And so I feel like there's just been so many angles by which I've been kind of hit with this weird self-worth journey thing. And I'm hoping to shake it, but it seems like the validation piece is something that I've been finding myself in conversation with my friends with. Another thing has, of course, been the dating thing. I actually went to a speed dating thing last night. I ended up getting there at the tail end. It was for Dottie. So many of y'all have asked, particularly if you've been following me on TikTok for the past 2 years, you guys know I have been involved with Dottie. So many people have been asking me like, so what's going on with Dottie? So what's going on with Dottie? So I stopped by one of their events yesterday. And what I do like is that now these dating event planners have realized like it has to be even, like it has to be an even amount of men and women or else it's absolutely not going to work because any other space it is going to be inundated with the 8-to-1 ratio in a space. And so I can so appreciate that happened. But as I was talking to the founder of Dottie, I realized I've not been on a date in a year, which is absolutely insane. Now, what I will say, yes, my last date was November. I had posted about it on TikTok. You guys were responding, like so excited. He ended up being a dunce. Big disappointment with that one. But I have realized that like I take dating a little too seriously. And what I mean by that is like, I just won't just go on dates because I've taken dates so seriously. It's like, this date needs to be like, let's see how serious it can get. So I resolved that, granted also 2024 was the busiest career year of my life. I was blessed with so many opportunities. I've been so busy, so I wasn't really able to pour into dating or anything like that. My goal for 2025 is to just date and to date without expectations, because I've dated with so many expectations for my entire life. Like I said, I think the psychology of watching my parents, who have been together since they were 18 and 20 years old, kind of watch evolve, and always feeling like that was supposed to be the expectation for my life, and always kind of preparing for it. Dating has just always been so damn serious. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm not taking it serious. I'm just going to go on dates. I'm just going to have fun. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to go into this date hoping that he's my husband. I'm also not going to, as I've talked about before, you guys saw on TikTok, I'm not going to relegate myself to only black men. I've never been on a date with a non-black man, but I'm like, you know what? It's time to try. It's time to do it. It's time to see, and just stop being so damn serious about dating. Me and all of my friends who are single have had these same conversations, and my best friend is so good at dating. She dates all the time. She lives in Chicago and she dates all the time, and she's so good at it. And I'm trying to be more like her in 2025. And then finally, because I do not know if we'll do another individual, like solo episode. Again, it's up to y'all. Like, let me know what you think. I am open. You guys know I am so open to criticism, constructive criticism. Please be nice. Y'all be mean. I am so open to all of the opinions, but I turned 30 in 1 month. And as I've talked about before, the Saturn return has beat me black and blue. I've been fighting that bitch back, but she has hands. And I am just so excited for 30. I think that the early 20s, I moved to New York, 2 weeks after graduation. The early 20s are just so fun and free. And then I think you enter your late 20s and it becomes, shit ain't sweet no more. Like, I think you start realizing that shit ain't sweet, and it becomes this weird transition of finding yourself and finding what you like and losing friends. Like, I think that was the most, like, I really was never having friend breakups. Here come the late 20s. Now it's friend breakups. Like, all of these things are kind of happening. And I just really hope that 30 brings me a lot of peace and a lot of freedom, more self-acceptance. Like I said, like, it's been great, but we've had some minor setbacks, but I know it's for, major comebacks. But I really hope that 30 will be fantastic. So I would love for y'all to tell me what 30 was for you, because I've heard some people say that it's like 30, it lifts like this. You feel freer. You stop giving a fuck. That's what everybody says. At 30, you stop giving a fuck. And so I'm really excited to truly enter. I can already tell I'm entering into it. Y'all know I moved out the city. Like, cause I was like, everybody's like, you're going to move out the city. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to do the things that I want to do, no matter what it might cost me and things like that. And it has been such a blessing being able to do that. But I would love to hear if 30 really is as beautiful as it seems, because it truly seems great. And I did hear, though, that 40 is even better. We're going to take it slow, but I think 30 will be great. So thank y'all for sticking with me today. Thank y'all for experimenting with me today, because again, this is all an experiment as we kind of close out season 1 of According to Blake. This will be episode 9, which means that we have 3 more episodes until the end of season 1. So please, all feedback. I want to know what guests you guys want to see. I want to know if you guys want me to do, like, I love a listener letter, y'all. I listen to The Read and I listen to Poor Minds, and I love a listener letter so bad. So let me know if I should do listener letters. Like, as we're navigating this together, but I would love to know guests you want to see. Ashley, really anybody from Love is Blind. This season was such a dumpster fire that I'm like, it would just have to be quick. Please. The couch is open to you. But thank you guys so much for rocking me. According to Blake, season 1 has been such a blessing. You guys have been so supportive. The views and the downloads have been overwhelming. So I love you guys. And yeah, go vote. I'm going to see Lotto tonight, which is why I got this little festive shirt on. Shout out to Band-Aid. That's the name of the brand, Black on BANDE. So yeah, I love y'all. Thanks.